Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Woohoo! Not only is the NBA bit back, but we are back, baby. One of the first comments this morning on Twitch, Uprooted Mep. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer a promotion of your channel. Viewers, followers, views, chatbots, etc. Price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Flexible and convenient order management panel, chat panel. Everything is in your hands. Huge number of custom settings. Go to Streamrise. There we go. This is it. We haven't had this since like 2020. Do you know what I'm saying? We are back. The bots are back, baby. All we got to do exactly, we got to get those emoji chat messages back. We need the porn bots, the sex bots. We need them all. We need them all. Ernest is in the chat. Let's go. Good to see Ernest here. Who else we have? Yeah, Sneeps is down bad from the Pacers last night. Comment letting us know. Huge birthday lineup. So we got Marvin Bagley III, Steph Curry. Oh, man, we got to talk about Steph, too. Nico Mannion, Wes Unseld, rest in peace, and Larry Grandmama Johnson. There we go. Love that. Patrick Coyne's up in here. Give me purple. What's up, Jump Shooty? Who else? Good morning. Running behind today. Oh, there we go. Enjoy your vacay. Arizona, right, Snoopaloo? Happy National Pie Day. That's right. Corey said Lakers ain't winning 2 playing games to make the playoffs. What's up, Corey? Good to see you. Look at that tank, Corey. Give us a little flex. But all right, we're back. We're caught up. Hope everybody's having a nice little, what day is it? Thursday. That's right. It's Thursday today. T-Man in the chat too. Let's go. Keep the love going in the chit chat. We the people's here as well. Man, just fired up. Dude, Steph Curry wants to get into politics. I don't understand. I don't understand. And I don't see the upside for anybody to want to do it at this point. I just see zero upside. It's just asking for bad vibes. Best of luck to you, Steph. Best of luck to you, Steph. This is Pyland Day. Oh man, I haven't heard from Dumbo. I haven't even seen Dumbo on socials in a long time. Where's Dumbo? Is Dumbo okay? I remember back in the day, if you just said Dumbo, he would appear in the chat. But all right, let's get into some stuff. There was some good basketball last night. We had a weird day, but we'll start off with this nice little underdog hit that we had. We've had a couple of nice days drafting, but last night this would have been also, if you are doing pick'ems, pay attention to, like, Underdog usually drafts these launches these specials every single day, like near lock, where it's, like last night they switched LeBron and Bronny, so you only needed LeBron to get 6 points. But last night we had Duran, who we'll talk about. Good Lord. He over 14.5 points. DeRozan over 38.5. He almost doubled that. Halliburton cleared his by just a smidge. DeJounte Murray and LeBron. So 10 to win 200. So nice little hit. We'll have to do that again today. We'll have to get after it again today. But let's actually start. We mentioned Jalen Duren, baby. Let's start. And if our boy Matty Harrison catches this later, let's start with a little Detroit love right off the bat, because they've earned it.
Detroit basketball. Detroit basketball.
I'm sorry. The Detroit Pistons, 3 of their last 4. Are you kidding me? 3 of their last 4 for Detroit. Maybe second half team of the year. Watch out next year. Detroit Pistons, next year's Orlando Magic. Yeah, I know, Steve's right. They're going to limit me, bro. All right. So last night, and listen, if you are in the betting streets or in the fantasy streets, just take a look at whoever the Toronto Raptors are playing and just play their big guys. Because right now, like Kelly Olynyk's a lot of fun. It's nice to see Captain Canada, as Skeets called him, out there running around, dishing, doing some Kelly Olynyk stuff. But when it comes to actually beating up the glass, it's not going to be Kelly O. Jalen Duren last night, 24 points, 23 boards, and 5 dimes. One weird thing that happened last night, and I'm curious, I saw oh my God, James Edwards, right? Is it James Edwards who covers the Detroit Pistons? Tweet this out after. But Cade Cunningham only played 29 minutes, did not come back in the fourth quarter, which truly ruined a lot of stuff that I had going on last night. But did not come back in the fourth quarter. And apparently after the game, he said he wanted Marcus Sasser to get his minutes. And I guess Detroit had a lead, but it wasn't so crazy that it was like a blowout. So it was kind of alarming to see Cade not come back in. I was like searching social media to see if he was hurt or something. But yeah, Detroit's won 3 of their last 4. And they're 3 of their last 4. What are they? 4-6 in their last 10, which for the Pistons is like an 8-0 run. They are now in double digits, or I guess they've been in double digits. They got 12 wins on the season, and they are ahead of the Wizards, only 2 games back from the Spurs. So how about that? How about Detroit, huh? Little Pistons love. We love to see it. The Raptors on their side of things, Kelly Olynyk had 19, 8, and 6. Bruce Brown had 17. And then Emmanuel Quickley continues to be like the one bright spot, 25 and 8. Regulator saying congrats to Boston Base. Yeah, Boston Base hit a Wemby yesterday. Hit a Wemby with the secondary market. Got one of those packs. So shout out to Boston Base there. But yeah, good win for Detroit. Toronto, I mean, listen, Toronto's just doing whatever they can to make sure they keep their pick, right? Because I think it was a top 6 protected, something like that. Otherwise, it goes to San Antonio for that Jakob Poeltl deal, I believe. Raptors now 3-7 of their last 10. They lost 5 in a row. I mean, I don't think they had RJ Barrett last night. They didn't have Gary Trent Jr. last night. I mentioned this the other day. We're going to see a lot of this. We're going to see a lot of this where their teams are just going to be resting their guys down the stretch. Jared in the chat. Let's go, Jared. Hashtag Thunder Up. Orlando beat the Nets last night, 114-106. It was some gross basketball. I will say those early games, like Jalen Duren was the only fun thing to watch. Like we're going to talk about Orlando, and then we'll talk about Denver and Miami. But a lot of gross stuff in the early games. Paolo had 21 and 9, just a smidge shy of a double-double. I know some people were chasing that last night. Franz Wagner had 14 and 6. Cam Thomas 21, 8 and 4. And then Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Mikal Bridges continues to be impossible to follow. He had 17 last night. I feel like Mikal Bridges either scores 40 or nothing. I guess last night that's not true. He scored 17. But we haven't got consistent good Mikal Bridges games. Whoa, Boston Base, 5-team hold memberships. It's very kind of you, sir. Very kind of you. Appreciate you, Boston Base. Need a coffee sip? That's what happens when you hit 2 Legos, man. I didn't even know that was possible that you could hit 2 Legos in a pack, but congrats to you, sir. But yeah, Magic get a W. So, after the Knicks beat the pants off of the Magic that game, I was like, oh man, Orlando's probably, I was getting excited for them to potentially get a 4 seed, and then they didn't. And then they got smoked by the Knicks, and I was like, oh, that's over. That's over. And I was looking. I mean, it's not. They're only a half game back behind the Knicks. I do feel like we have been the kiss of death lately, right? I mean, I got excited about the Pelicans maybe catching up to the Clippers, and they just got absolutely annihilated last night, which we'll get to. But I feel like anytime we get excited about a team, just get ready for like a 3-game losing streak. But this is a good one for Orlando. I thought Orlando is struggling. They're 7-3 in their last 10, 38-28, and just a half game back, 1 in the loss column against the Knicks. But I mean, they played Brooklyn, so whatever. It's not like you get too excited. But this is, it's exciting to see Orlando now be, what is that? Like, how many games is that? 40, 60, 66 games into the season and are still in it, Like, we got excited about them. Like, we assumed one of those teams, you get excited about and then they flame out, right? You're like, oh, yeah, dude, Orlando, the hipster pick, baby, get ready. And then they were hanging around. So it's good to see. They're going to be in a playoff game. I don't think they're going to be – they're going to be in a playoff series, and I don't even think they're going to be in the playing game, which is pretty awesome to see. Ooh, there we go. Oh, we flipped a pack for 1K. Yeah, let's play the drop, baby. We can absolutely play the drop. There it is. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. All right. So one of the more exciting games last night, Bulls and the Pacers, and this one, dude, the Pacers just shot themselves in the foot. I don't know how they lost this game. DeRozan was on fuego. DeRozan was incredible last night. 46 and 9 from him. Caruso had 23, 7 and 7. Io had 20 and 4 for the Pacers. Miles had 27 and 7. Hallie had 17 and 14. But this game's going back and forth down the stretch, back and forth. We're about a minute left. Kobe White picks the pocket, or about a minute and a half left. Kobe White picks the pocket, lays it in, gets a 1-point lead. Pacers end up coming back. Kobe White on another fast break. It was like a run out. Siakam, if we hadn't just seen Anthony Edwards block the Pacers like a week ago, we would have been like, oh, this is one of the best blocks of the year. Siakam just kind of climbs the ladder in a chase down, swats Kobe White away, and then he falls in a weird way that Kobe White actually might miss tonight's game. But it was an incredible play by Siakam. They're now up 1 with like 15 seconds left. Not even 50. I think it was less than that. Nesmith goes to the line, knocks down 2 free throws. Okay, that's a wrap. They foul Chicago. They follow Chicago with their, because Chicago's down 3. They foul him with like 5 seconds left. And I think, was it DeRozan that went to the line who knocks one down, and I think he misses the second one intentionally. I'm not sure if it was DeRozan or Caruso now that I think about it. But anyways, they go 1 for 2 from the line. On the tip out, the Pacers tip it out of bounds, maintains Bulls ball, and then DeRozan knocks down like a 12-footer to send it to overtime. And then in overtime, they just cook. And so the Bulls get this win 132-129. It feels like Chicago is in like every single game that goes to overtime, the Bulls are a part of it. I don't have any numbers in front of me, but it feels like every single time. Oh, it was DeRozan. Thank you. And yeah, it just like DeRozan too, man, is somebody that I feel like we, myself included, just like don't give enough credit. And I don't know, maybe it's because he's always been like, if he's your number one guy, you're going to be what the Bulls are, or you're going to be the Raptors. You're going to win a ton of regular season games and probably get toasted in the playoffs. But man, dude gets buckets. Dude gets like professional buckets without taking like 9 or 10 threes. All right, Steve Harris, Bulls 7-3 or something like that in the season in overtime games. It does feel like they played a ton of OT games. But yeah, the Bulls are good. Caruso was playing really well. It's just good. Yeah, old man. Yeah, YMCA energy, right? Like a lot of drop steps, just like creating space. Yeah, he was great. He was great. They're 12th. Oh, look, all right. So now, dude, misinformation in the chat. Sneeps and Snoop Loop, you guys should have to fight it out. Fight it out. Who has the good information? But anyways, good win for Chicago. They continue. I mean, it's so clear that Chicago is playing Atlanta in the 9-10 seed. I feel like we've in the 9-10 matchup in the playing game. I feel like we've known that now for 25 years. But I don't know. I feel like the Bulls are frisky. I don't know if they, right? Like, I wish they were in the 7-8 matchup, because I feel like if they played, like, they would still lose, right? But if somehow, oh, Daniel in the chat, let's go, Daniel. So if somehow if somehow Chicago, right, say they were in the 7-8 playing game and they win that game. If Chicago played like Cleveland or Milwaukee or New York, I feel like they could hang with them. I don't think they would win the series. But I think they could go like 6 games. They just win weird games. They have different looks. They could throw Vooch and Drummond at you at the same time if they want. You might get a DeRozan game. You might get a Kobe White game. Caruso can lock down a guy. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're frisky. I think they will beat Atlanta, but then obviously they're probably playing the loser of one of the Sixers, Pacers, Heat, Magic. Probably Sixers, Pacers, or Heat. They're frisky, though. Frisky. There we go. Stat Muse claims Bulls have had 10 overtime games, Blazers with 8. There you go. There you go. Breaking it down. Yeah, go to Chicago. Do it. Do it, Boston base. Go do it. Chicago's fun. I don't know if you've ever been. Chicago's a great city. I love Chicago. All right, let's keep going. So Denver, Miami. I watched all of this game. It was gross. It was a gross game. I think like Denver matched Miami's offensive talent, where they're like, what if we just play a gross ass game? It was actually kind of wild last night. So if you played any of those underdog drafts, right? There was like a clear drop off where the 1 seed, the first overall pick was Luka, the second overall pick was Jokic, but then after that it's like Zion, Halliburton, like Paolo, Kyrie. Like there wasn't clear number 3 guys, right? It wasn't like a slate where you had Giannis. And because the way Underdog did it, they did an early slate and a late slate. So there's no LeBron, no Sabonis, AD, nothing like that. So like it would seem so clear that if you needed the 1 or 2 pick. And then Jokic goes out there, maybe his worst game of the year with 12 points, 14 boards, and 6 dimes. But it just didn't matter. There was no rhythm to this game. There was nothing, man. It was such a weird. I don't know how many people watch it. I will say Michael Porter Jr. though has been on a heater since the All-Star game, or the All-Star break. He didn't play in the All-Star game. Let me look up his last 10 games because I feel like he's been averaging over 25. So his last 10 games, according to StatMuse, he's been averaging 20 points, 7 boards, and just over an assist or almost 2 assists in his last 10. Had 25 last night. He just seems to be consistently knocking them down. And the 7 boards goes a long way too. But yeah, last night finished with 25 and 7. Gordon had 16 and 8. Jamal Murray had a pretty bad game. But Bam was like the only one that showed up 17 and 13. Jimmy took like 8 shots. I don't know what was going on with Jimmy. He had 15 and 5. I actually thought, I was like, listen, I know Jimmy does not care about the regular season. He doesn't show up till April. But a big game against Denver. I thought at home too, I thought, hey, maybe this is going to be a time that he comes to play. And it wasn't the case. And I don't know, maybe it's that Denver's defense was actually solid. But I also saw a report too last night that I think Spo said that there's still no timetable for Tyler Hero to return. So I wish we could do like a black and white drop of the Hero drop with like some sad music. But in honor of our boy Tyler Hero, we will drop it. But yeah, nasty work last night. Denver just playing defense too. 10-1 since the All-Star break. Regulator, yeah, congrats. Did you have a good night? You have a good night betting? Welcome to North Carolina, or gambling. Welcome to North Carolina. All right, let's see what else we got here. Hornets and Grizzlies. You know what? I'll be honest. I didn't watch a lick of this game. Was not interested in it. I saw Scottie Pippen was in attendance, watching his son Scottie Pippen Jr., who had a nice dunk. That's about the extent of last night's action. Oh, yeah, dude, you got to game those systems, man. Download all the apps. I remember when that came to New York. That was just like free money for a month. It was great. Download all the apps. Not financial advice, of course. That was nasty work, though. I mean, it was like the Grizzlies. I played 22 minutes for the Grizzlies last night. It was nasty stuff. Micic 25 and 8. Miles Bridges at 27, 6 and 6, and then Gigi Jackson at 26. But man, just no Jaren Jackson Jr. Desmond Bane was like doubtful, but I actually thought Bane was done for the year. So I was like, oh, Desmond Bane, welcome back. But yeah, I'm not going to talk more about that game. Who cares? Cavs and the Pels. This is what I was talking about. I was really excited. I was like, dude, the Pels, game and a half back from the Clippers. They play the Clippers tomorrow. I was like, the Clippers in the Clippers 2 nights ago, Kawhi goes down with the back spasms and he leaves the game, doesn't come back. He's questionable for tonight's game. I was like, man, Pels have a real shot at hosting a playoff seed. Like they might catch the Clippers if Kawhi misses time. Pels had been red hot, although if you look deeper at it, it's kind of how like the Bucks were red hot for a couple of weeks where they were playing only the Hornets. And they got absolutely trounced last night, 116-95. And it was over early. Darius Garland on a little bit of a heater. Donovan Mitchell came back last night, and I was like, oh, that's Garland's going to take a step back. Garland had 27-11, still been red hot from 3. Jared Allen had 17 and 10. Mitchell only played 28 minutes, looked fine, had 14 and 5. And then you're like, hey, they got blown out. Zion must have had a bad game. Zion had 33 and 9. He's still playing excellent basketball since the All-Star break. Even before the All-Star break, he's been hot. And then Brandon Ingram had 25 and 5, but it didn't matter. Nobody else did anything. CJ McCollum, he didn't really do anything. But good win for Cleveland, who continues to battle for that second seed and are straight up tied with the Milwaukee Bucks, who we didn't really talk about the Bucks because of the off day, but their West Coast trip, right? They beat the Clippers, right? They beat the Clippers, who were without Kawhi and Paul George. They lost to the Warriors. They got smoked by the Warriors, smoked by the Kings, lost a close one to the Lakers. So after beating the Hornets a couple of times, everybody was like, oh, man, Milwaukee's back. They figured out the defense. They're back to they're still 7-3 in their last 10, but tough West Coast trip. Although I still think they're going to get the 2 seed. But it's just crazy to see the Cavs and the Bucks battling for the 2 seed, 9.5 games behind the Beantown boys of the Boston Celtics. So good win for Cleveland. Tough loss for the Pellies, who are still in the 5 seed. and they still have a game lead on the Kings, who are now the 6th seed, and a game and a half. Oh, they're still just a game and a half back from the Clippers. So that game still matters. Excuse me. No, 2.5 games. 2.5 games. Excuse me. Hold on. We're gonna do. Let's do a quick drop here. We're gonna talk about the Mavs next. Let's do a Luka drop so I can cough.
Luka magic.
So Luka goes down last night. Mavs had no problems with the Warriors. They won 109-99. Again, no Steph Curry. It sounds like Steph is going to be back on Saturday. Steph should return. But Luka, who's having a weird game, finished with 21-9, comes back in the fourth quarter, throws a nice alley-oop dunk to, I think it was Gafford. And then they call timeout is called, and Luka doesn't come back in. They report as a tweak hammy. He's quite.
Luka magic.
All right, I think we're back. Let me just check again. Let me check it again. Yeah, we're back. All right. I don't know how it muted, but it muted. Yeah, I don't think Luka's going to play tonight. I imagine he's gonna sit. So did you not hear it that whole time? Anyways, Gafford still hasn't missed a shot. I think he's up to 33, so he's 2 behind Wilt Chamberlain to break the record, which is pretty sick. That's kind of nuts. That he just hasn't missed a shot in like a month now. But yeah, hopefully Luka is back. I'm assuming he's not gonna play in this game. But Kyrie did. He was solid. He had 23, 10, and 8. Kuminga had 27 and 4. Wiggs had 17 and 5. Another bad loss for the Warriors. It just shows you how important Steph is to that team and how they just suck without Steph. I mean, they're 5-5 in their last 10. They're a game back behind the Lakers. We'll talk about the Lakers here in a second. But just, down bad. Blazers and Hawks, we got 2 games left. This was the night slate. You know what? The Blazers, listen, you're not fun. You're not fun, but you won this game 106-102. And if you want to like look towards the future a little bit, DeAndre Ayton, his last 5 games has been awesome. Last night, he just destroyed Atlanta down low. He had 33 and 19. Simons had 36, 8 and 7. For the Hawks, DeJounte had 40. Capella had 13 and 14. DeAndre Hunter had 11. Nobody else got in double figures for Atlanta. They're a weird team. Atlanta is such a weird team without Trae Young. But yeah, Portland gets the W. I don't think there's much we have to talk about that except for, hey, maybe DeAndre Ayton, is he back? Is he back? And then the last game of the night, we light those beam, baby. We light that beam. Kings beat the Lakers, which was a pretty important game. Like, if the Lakers wanted to climb out of that 9-10 seed, they needed to win this game. They've now dropped both of those games to the Kings in the last week or 10 days. Kings win at 120-107. Bone. All 5 starters of the Sacramento Kings got to double figures last night. So Fox dropped 21 and 7. Sabonis with another triple-double, 17, 19, and 10. Harrison Barnes dropped 23. Keegan Murray was red hot from 3. He went 19 and 11. And Keon Ellis, who is now starting with Kevin Huerter missing time, he dropped 14 as well. And then a weird Lakers game. LeBron had 18, 13, and 9. I think he had 4 points at halftime or something weird like that. AD went for 22 and 10. Rui 20. Austin Reeves 28, 6 and 4. You see Austin Reeves go for 28, you're like, oh yeah, Lakers must have won that game. So it is kind of crazy he goes for 28. And this game really wasn't close. Kings were in control the whole time. Also, crazy stat that I'm sure everybody saw if you watched the game. Sabonis is now 10-0 against Anthony Davis, which is crazy. Also, a hilarious quote. So somebody at pregame, somebody asked Anthony Davis, hey, any thoughts on how Sabonis is 9-0 against you when you guys go head to head? Anthony Davis's reply, he's like, well, I'm not really concerned about one-on-one. I'm more of a team guy. What? What? Yeah, your team is losing. That's the point, AD. That's the point. That's that Kentucky education, Kentucky Wildcats. Oh, that cracked me up. I saw that, like, I had to look at that like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, is he in on the bit? Is he doing a bit? And he's not. He doesn't. That's not the sense of humor. That's not Anthony Davis's game. That is not in his bag. Oh, it just cracked me up. But that was last night's action. Tonight, we got a handful of games. Suns play the Celtics on TNT again. We're back where we started. I feel like that just happened. So Phoenix is at Boston. Boston returns home. Clippers are at Chicago. We still, Kawhi and Harden are questionable. I don't think Kawhi is going to play. I do think Harden plays. Chicago on a back-to-back. Kobe White is questionable. Washington at Houston. Ooh, can't wait for that game. We also did get news about Şengün, right? That he's not going to, I think he is going to miss the rest of the season, but it's not that serious of an injury. Maybe we already talked about that, or maybe I don't know. Philly and Milwaukee, which will kind of be fun, I guess. Revenge Doc Rivers. Dallas at OKC is the other TNT game, and then the Knicks play Portland, who's on back-to-back. So that's pretty exciting. Let's go take a look at the standings here, see what we got cooking. Hold on, let me blow that up before I share it so you can see it a little bit more. So you can see clearly now, the zoom's been raised. All right, so Celtics, like I said, 9.5 game lead on both the Cavs and the Bucks. And then you've got Knicks, Magic, half game part with the Sixers, 2 games back of the Knicks. So the 4 through 8 still jammed up because Sixers have a better winning percentage, but basically same games back of everybody else, right? So Pacers and Knicks like neck and neck for the 6-7 seed, and then Miami Heat just a game back from them there in the 8 seed. Heat though 5-5, losers of 4 in a row. Let's see Miami's upcoming schedule here as they are on this 4-game losing streak. Bad time for a 4-game losing streak for hashtag Heat culture. So they have, well, there we go. That'll cure it. Back-to-back games in Detroit. Although Detroit, hottest team in basketball, winners 3 of their last 4. But 2 against Detroit, then Philly, Cleveland, New Orleans, Cleveland, Golden State. Then they get Portland, Washington, Knicks, Sixers, Houston, Pacers, Hawks, Dallas, and then 2 with Toronto. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with hashtag Heat culture. Hopefully they just win both those games against the Pistons. Although, listen, we might. Celtics Heat might be in the first round. Ooh, LaMelo Ball back on Sunday. There you go. Let's go look at the Western Conference. So Denver, with their win, has a half-game lead over the Thunder, but if the Thunder get their win tonight against the Mavs, they will be squared up at 46-20. Timberwolves keep waiting for them to slip and fall, but Anthony Edwards not allowing it. They're winning some weird games. They are 6-4 in their last 10, just a game back from the Nuggets, and have created a little bit of separation. That was a huge win against the Clippers the other night, where Kawhi went down, Ant-Man took over in the second half. And then, like I was saying, so the Pels 2.5 games back of the Clippers for home court. But Pels Clippers could be fun. And then the Kings now, with their win, they move into the 6th seed. They're just a game back. They're tied with the Suns, who, like I said, have the Celtics tonight, also a game back. This shit's jammed up. Mavs, with their win last night, are now a half game back. So if the Celtics beat the Suns tonight and the Mavericks win, they will flip-flop and get back in front of them. But we're basically with the Lakers losing last night and the Warriors losing last night, we're all but locked in for a Lakers-Warriors matchup here in this play-in game. And it's kind of crazy because ESPN and podcasts, ourselves included, will spend so much time talking about both of these 2 teams, and one of them is going to be eliminated before the playoffs actually start. And it's just going to make for fun playoff matchups. Like you look at Denver, like Denver's going to get one of most likely the Kings, Suns, Mavs, Lakers, or Warriors in the first round. And of course the Nuggets will be favored in that matchup, but like, I don't know. It's not like the East. That's all I'll say. It's not like the East. Reese said, hey, I've been using AD as my MVP and so rare and winning a decent amount of like tier 4, tier 3 cards, but I can't afford to upgrade my MVP thoughts and look for the rest of the playoffs. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, dude, somebody asked about so rare. So Boston Base was like, fast break. Yeah, we will. Yeah, I would upgrade. I mean, like if you can get to Jokic, I mean, I think you'll be able to use Jokic the most in the playoffs. That's like to me, that's like the safer MVP, or on like that's an upgrade than Tatum, or you can get, than upgrade than AD. You could also get Tatum. Just because or Giannis, if you assume one of them go on a long run. Yeah, I'll have to think about that a little bit more, Reese. But yeah, let's take a quick ad read break. Then we'll pull up Underdog. We'll figure out a pick 'em, and then we'll get into some of that fast break stuff. The first look for the fast break tonight. Let's do a little Underdog promo. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at UnderdogFantasy.com or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at UnderdogFantasy.com. Also, Boston Base had a great joke yesterday, quote tweeting me. So A+. All right. So I don't think we're going to have a lot of the lines up for tonight because of the questionable tags, like with the Clippers and with the Mavs, but we can focus on Celtics and Suns. So I'm going to go with the double again because what's his name already got ruled out. Porzingis already got ruled out. So I like him. I like him to rebound. I like him to rebound. Javonte Green is. Who is Javonte Green playing? Who's Javonte Green playing for right now? Is he on the Bulls still? All right, so let's start with the Tatum double. Oh, we got a doggo sighting. What's up, big guy? Let's start with the Tatum double. I think that's a good one because they don't have rebounders. He got one last game against the Suns, and I feel like he left some rebounds on the table there. So we'll start with that. You can talk me into some Houston guys too against Washington. Let's look at the Rockets here. All right, so we have Freddie VanVleet with a dub. I actually don't hate Freddie's double here against that. Oh, he's on the ad read. Got you. Who is out for the season? I think just Porzingis, right? Oh, Jaylen Brown is questionable too, but I think just Porzingis. But I kind of like to. Let's just do a double. How are we feeling about dubs tonight? I don't know if Common Man or We the People are in the chat, but. Well, how do you guys feel about these? Fred VanVleet should do a little bit more offensively now, right? Because there's no Şengün, so he's going to get his shots up. Jalen, no, that double is crazy. We don't need to do that. But I don't hate doing points on Jalen Green here. Maybe if Freddie's getting a lot of assists. How do we feel about this? So we go Tatum double, Freddie double, Jalen Green with some points. Let's go back to just NBA. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Devin Booker's back, so I don't really know what to do. Although they don't have any lines for Devin Booker. Oh, yes, they do. 24.5. I don't have a good feel for the Suns. Kevin Durant just lit him up, but again, with Booker back, who knows? Let's see. What about Maxey against the Bucks here? Maxey over 26.5 points. Are we due for a Maxey game? Should it be lighting up Dame? What do we think? Let's see. Brolo, Tobias Harris, Kyle Lowry. No thanks. We already did. We looked at Washington, Houston. Let's get to this next. Although Denny, you could talk me into Denny rebounds here. Although it doesn't have it. It just says double. Do we do a Denny double? What is Denny double? That gets us 46x. I kind of like being a double machine here. Let's do it. Let's just do this. I'm going to do 12. 12 because I have an odd number there. All right, 12 to win 562. So here it is. I'll share it in the chat. We get Tatum double, Freddie double, Jalen Green over 23, Maxey over 26.5, Denny double. That's a lot of doubles. All right, let's drop that into the chat if you want to follow along or fade. And now we can go. Let's look at. Although we're going to keep looking at this because now, we got a. Underdog sent me $100 because we got 2 new signups. So shout out to you who signed up for promo code HOLD. Let me go see what do we have here for tonight for fast break fast. Tonight's energy. What do we got? We've got 15 threes and 25 3-point attempts, right? So 15 3-point makes 25 3-point attempts. So let's go look at 3-pointers. 3 triples. No, I know. Oh, is it 3 like that? Okay, there we go. So Tatum 3.5. That's fun. So what do we need? We need an average of 3 triples and 5 attempts. This is actually a pretty tough one, I think. 3 triples and 5 attempts. So Tatum makes the list there. He's probably tier 1. KD set at 2.5, but it's a little bit spicy. So Tatum above everybody else right now. Jaylen Brown's at 2.5. Grayson Allen's at 2.5. Dame's at 3. So you can put Dame on the Dame, Tatum, Maxey. Maxey's at 3. Let's see what else. Malik Beasley's at 3 as well. So there you go. That's 4. Fred VanVleet's at 3.5. That's 5. So Freddie and Tatum project the best here. Jalen Green at 2.5. Jabari Smith at 2. Kawhi at 2.5. Brunson at 2.5. Dante at 4? No, 4 3-point. All right, put Dante on that list. I didn't think Dante was going to make that list. There we go. All right, so that's what we have so far. Wow, I don't hate that. So Dante's a nice little cheap play. You know he's going to chuck. He's got one of the quickest releases in the game right now. So I like that. So Dante, Tatum. I like that Dante Tatum start. Fred VanVleet start. Dame, Beasley, Maxey. That gets you there. That gets you there. And then you can pay attention to the Clippers news. Like if Kawhi, we the people, you missed it. We'll do another one, we the people. But if Kawhi's out, Paul George, and that's why you're not seeing those lines. But if Kawhi and Harden sit, Paul George and Norm Powell both will chuck a bunch. So you can, I don't hate the idea of plugging one of those in and having like a fun, actually, that's not even a late swap because it's at 8 p.m. But you like leaving yourself some flexibility for that one. We the people, this is the one we just did. We did Tatum double-double, Freddie double-double, Maxey over 26.5, Jalen Green over 23, Denny double-double, 12 to win, 560. But let's do another one. What do you got for me? Yeah, love Powell tonight. I don't think Powell has any lines yet. I was just looking at the Clippers. I don't think he has any lines because of all the Q tags. So, like, I think they just have Kawhi lines. So that's what we got. But I do like those Rockets tonight. I actually don't like the Denny double-double as much if Rashawn Holmes is back. I think he's probably back. Oubre here, 15.5 total, 3.5 first quarter points, 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists, 1.5 threes. That's Oobs. That's Oobs. What was the last bet? I put it in the chat, Boston Bases, right here. It's right here. But the last one was Fred VanVleet double-double, Jason Tatum double-double, Denny Avdia double-double, and then over on Maxey points and Jalen Green points. All right, here we go. Wait, I guess. Oh, once. Yeah. You are you and the common man. All right, so Sneeps over. I mean, we the people said over on Oubre points. All right, there we go. So that we can start. Yeah, like Jabari too. Yeah, I was looking at a lot of the Rockets there. Jabari, 16.5 points, 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists, 10.5 boards. I don't hate the boards because they've been using Jabari at the 5 too. I don't know if you saw that. No, probably not jump shoot. Probably not jump shoot. I don't think so. Anyways, was that Sunday? I don't know. Yeah, I can't. Let's just do boards. Right? Let's just do boards. 10.5 boards. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Who else you guys? Anybody else want to target somebody? Nurk should have no problem rebounding, but he kind of got played off the floor in the last one. Dame's been hot a little bit lately. This is a spicy one. 2.75 is kind of nice. Like, maybe we just do, because he like lit them up last time too. Maybe we just do over. How do you guys feel about points, rebounds, and assists for Milwaukee at Philly? What do you guys think about that one? Excuse me. Also, just a content update. Weisberg's going to join the show tomorrow morning. He'll be on the NBA bit tomorrow. Tomorrow we also have Live Before Lock, Live After Dark, and the F1 show too. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. So a lot of stuff coming at you tomorrow. Maybe we just do these three. Kelly Oobs, Jabari, Dame. Let's do it. Actually, we'll make this one 25. 25 to win 150. All right, if you guys want to follow that one, we drop that in the chat as well. That might be it today, guys. I got a little bit of a busy day administratively, so I might wrap this up here in a few minutes so I can get the doggo out. We can get cooking on the day. If you are one of the Team Hold Fast Break VIPs over on the So Rare channel, we'll have the VIP stream up a little bit later today, probably around 2 or 3. I think there's playback tonight, too, for the Celtics Suns. I don't know, Sneeps, you can correct me on that if I'm wrong. And if you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord, all that stuff. Busy day tomorrow, so stay tuned for tomorrow. I don't think we have 89 Cavs this week. I think 89 Cavs will return next week. People are busy this week. So, but yeah, we'll call it there. Good basketball. Good job, everybody. Best of luck out there. We will see you tomorrow. We out.